my video still going though? Chat reconnected. Raw. Am I back? Did I temporarily disconnect it for any reason? Because it says that my chat was disconnected for like a brief of a second when I was showing you guys the Wi-Fi stuff. So are we back right now? We're back. Okay. So there it has a slight disconnection. I don't know what happened. We'll see. So what is the last thing you guys see me doing? I was showing you guys the app. Were you able? What's the last thing you guys see me doing? Where did we cut off? So that I can go back to that section for you guys. I left in my phone. Okay, so yeah, so you guys see the app? So basically the app has all the function, and the bottom it has a filter life right there. It actually tells you when the filter needs to be changed, and after that you can reorder, and the order price will be $85. So that's how much you gotta do a year. So hey. So that's the cost of changing your filter a year, $85. It's still, I think in that perspective, it's still worth it. Let's say there's 5-year warranty on this thing, so if you break it down 5 years, 1 year is only $100 technically, right? If you buy the lower end model, and the running cost is only $85. That's actually not that bad at all because it really works. So, will I swear by it? Not yet. I only been using it for 2 days, and we'll continue to see how long this thing will last me. Last me to, you know, using for this room. Whether or not it continues to work, or is it just because it's new, it's working better? We'll find out. Instead of finding Dory, you found Tony. So, while I'm like, you know, smoking this Chabusto, let's talk about what happened today. I had today I wanted to ship stuff out, like all the stuff. I was at USPS today for 2 hours. Everybody was buying, like shipping the stuff. I don't know why, but I was there for 2 hours, and after that, I no coffee today, Mike, because I already had coffee earlier. So I'm having cream soda today. Looks like beer, but it's cream soda. So I had long time over there, and then I was already in the bad mood, and then I went to Stop and Shop to buy stuff. Awesome, Glenn, make sure you try it and let me know how you like it. Hey, Kat. So I went to Stop and Shop, and I bought a bunch of things, and then one of the things that if you buy 2-pack of water of 24-pack, you get free of salsa water, like with flavored salsa water. So I picked up 8 cans of salsa water, and because some reason they ring it up wrong, I ended up paying for the salsa water. So I went over there in the front and said, hey, this thing's supposed to be free, and so she's giving me back the cost of the thing, but under it they still charge me for bottle deposit. I said, why am I being charged for bottle deposit? She said, well, you still have those bottles. Well, if I didn't pay for it, I see if I didn't buy them, why would I pay bottle deposit for them? It's not a lot, that's fine, but that got me thinking. What is the point of the whole recycling program if we're being penalized for it? Right? So how many of you actually does recycling, like, you know, put cans and stuff like that, go to the place and then return your things so that you get the bottle deposit back? How many of you do that? Okay, a couple of you, right? So you do know that when you buy the thing, you paying bottle deposit, but when you buy single bottle of something, you don't pay bottle deposit, right? A lot of time, if you buy a can of soda, you just pay the can of soda, 99 cents, whatever, and don't have to pay bottle deposit. But when you buy the pack, now you have to pay bottle deposit. But the thing is that they made it as if when you return their bottle, so that they have more bottle to use to charge you more money for, they made it like as if that's a reward. You know, it's like, yeah, you got a quarter back. Well, I already paid you quarter ahead of that time. I'm just getting it back. And like when you get it back, that's only if you use their machine. If you just put it in the recycle bin, that doesn't give you anything. How does that work? It's like the whole thing was like a negative way to cheat your money, because you pay tax for collection and you pay tax for recycling, but when you recycle you don't get anything back, yet you had to pay bottle deposit. How does that even make sense, right? And not only that, our recycle program take all that trash and sell it to China, and so China can use those material to make more stuff and sell it back to us at even more of a premium. How does all this recycle program work? Right? In the end, it costs us more money to recycle than not. And just to get that clear too, at the same time, you're not saving the world at anything, because it takes more energy, more steps to recycle the material so that it can be used. So, well, the energy requires, polluting the air, whatever, to get that energy. So it actually does world more worse to recycle than not. Like, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? It doesn't make sense. It makes no sense for me to pay more to recycle, does that extra work, and then having to pay more, so that the companies can get their material back and have more. Now, the company should be paying more for the material. If the company doesn't like it, they can just give me liquid. Find a way to give me just the liquid. Sell me just the liquid. I'm okay. But it doesn't work that way, right? So it doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't make sense to me. The Filthy Viking is amazing. Exactly. They can use it to threaten our country too. It's like, all of a sudden you have whatever tons of trash that comes to us every year. We no longer want it. Now you have no place for those trash. And one of the biggest mistakes is that people don't know that when you recycle, right, you're just making their job easier. You're actually at the trash facility. There's a person and a machine there that sorts out recyclable materials. Yeah, they're not gonna put everything to landfill that cannot be filled, and they're not gonna burn the trash that cannot be burned. So there's actually somebody that's there to sorting it. So by recycling, that person just might lose their job. That person is there to sort. So we should just put everything in the trash and dump it, because it gets job. People have the job to sort them out instead of having us to sort it out. Because if you don't notice, if you buy something like a paper, recycled paper costs you more money, costs more energy, right? And it's not necessarily better than the regular paper. People, demonize those like paper company, all that. For every tree they cut off for paper, for furniture, they plant 3. So isn't that better rather than recycling and they plant none? So it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, yeah, that whole thing didn't make sense to me. So I was thinking, like, why am I paying bottle deposit for something that requires a bottle? And then I have to go out of my way to recycle to get my bottle back. Not only that, I have to go to that machine to do it, because if I recycle in my bins, I don't get that back. Thanks. Thanks so much. So yeah, I'm just, why am I doing that? Whoever came up with the idea that it's a good idea to encourage people to recycle by taking their money first. I pay for the bottle. I already pay for the soda. You know, if you don't want to sell me the soda because you can't give me the bottle, then don't sell me the soda. You know, just I understand glass though. Glass really, glass is not like metal, so it's harder to recycle. So, but aluminum and stuff, we just sell it out anyway. Why do we need to get the trash gets sold anyway? So why do we even pay bottle deposit for it? Oh, cream soda is so good. It brings me. I feel like 10 years younger or 20 years younger when I drink cream soda because that's just that kid's taste. It's really good and it goes with Filthy Viking relatively well because it's very creamy. The flavor actually is more refined when you cut it down. I'm not suggesting that you should be cutting it down. I totally not suggest that you should be destroying your Filthy Viking. But the Churbusto, if you decide to do it, make sure to hashtag Churbusto. It's so good, so much better. So much better because you go to that part of it right away and the smoke is more intense because it's shorter. And actually the flavor comes in more. The flavor came in more, believe it or not. So I think when Chen released the Robusto version, it's gonna be a big hit compared to his Churchill version. I didn't understand why he made the Churchill to start with. That's this much more to smoke. That's quite a bit of time, but so far the Churubustos are doing good. Hashtag Churbusto. I'm gonna make that word. Churbusto. When you make a Churchill into Robusto, it's called Churbusto. So you can see relatively all my smoke is flowing that way. That's because the fan's right there. It's really doing its job. Turbo Maduro is a really good cigar, except it's really strong though. For those people who's a beginner smoker, do have to watch when you smoke that cigar because it is a strong cigar. I did not have to put any glue on it. When I cut, it's still tight and nice. So I was thinking that I might have to. I did thought about if I might have to do that, but when I cut it, it stayed, so I didn't have to do it. You can see the part I cut out, it didn't unravel either. See, that's the cut line. Didn't unravel. This whole chunk is fine the way it is. It's really nicely built and put together. So Ronald McDonald's house uses cans top to recycle to help pay for the sick. I just want to use cans top to recycle and pay for the sick. Now I'm not too sure how to read that sentence, but yes, if you use it for charity, which I totally is fine with, I just feel like the whole program was not put together well enough that I think that it actually just creates more company that does that and selling whatever that they get back for free and make money. So then it makes sense to me in that perspective. Very nice cigar. Like I'm not really a Rocky Patel person, but whenever I smoke this one, I get the satisfaction. This one is done right, for sure. Okay. I mean, charity is always good, and this is the one thing I want to talk about. Is William has constantly told me that we need to do something as the Soy Sauce Assassin Club, all right? And I want to do something for charity. So for 2019, the year of 2019, I want to do something to help a charity. So what we gotta do is, for year 2019, if you donate to a charity, save that receipt. All right, save that receipt. And one of the days in 2019, I'm gonna make a post, and that post will require for you to show the receipt. All right, show me a receipt of 2019 of donate to any charity that's not your own family. And I will randomly pick one, and I'll give a 5-pack sampler from my humidor to the winner. All right, so save your charity receipt, and so long as you donate it, you can post it on, and then we'll randomly pick one. I'll probably use a random number generator, and then it will pick a post, and then that post winner will get a 5-pack sampler from me. How's that? So if you're watching this, just make sure donate something. It doesn't matter how much you donate, so long as you donate, right, to a charity. And we'll use a random number to pick the number of posts, and that post will get a 5-pack cigar from me. Hashtag SoySauceAssassin charity bash. Hashtag SoySauceAssassin charity bash. There we go. Martin, this is a Churbusto. This is a Churbusto. But yes, it is much better in terms of flavor. It has more flavor now. It could be a mental thing, but I taste more flavor. It goes well with my cream soda today. Now, I would really love it if you do the charity. There's a name for, it's like who, because I know a lot of people want to, if you donate a good enough amount, you can write it off on your tax. But I'm not looking for like somebody that donate big. So if you donate a little bit, if you can put the person who's donating it as hashtag soy sauce assassin club, and see what happens, right? That would be fun too. I think that will improve the cigar industry image to people. But if you don't have to. But if you don't plan to use it as a tax deduction, let's put in either Cigars Daily Nation as the name, or put Soy Sauce Assassin Club in there. See what happens. We can use the donation to bring a better image to the cigar clubs, right? The people who smoke cigars. That's a pretty good thing too. So it's like, benefit after benefit after benefit. Mike, basically, Cigars Daily catered Rocky Patel to make a blend for Cigars Daily. If that makes any sense. Cigar Daily catered Rocky Patel to make a blend for Cigars Daily. So you can see by Rocky Patel, but no, it is for Cigars Daily. And cool. So today I was doing some fondling around and everything for the software, and basically I think we gotta have a universal link that every time the link will just go to the latest streaming. So I'll post that out if that works. I have to test it a few times. So, Cat, you're more than happy. You're more than welcome to donate to ASPCA, MSPCA, or Cat's a Dog, Big Brother, Big Sister, whatever the thing you want to. Where did I get my new hat? I got my new hat from Goran's brother. Goran's brother. They have an online website as well, and they have multiple shops around America. So. Very soon they will have to make a hat just for me and call it Soy Sauce Assassin for it. Right? It'll be my signature hat. Soy Sauce Assassin signature hat. With a soy sauce bottle on the side or something like that. I don't know. So almost 1/3 of the way in, right? The flavor is more intense. The coffee flavor in this kind of came out a little bit. There's a little bit coffee flavor in this. But still, nutty, creamy, a lot of smoke. It's really good. It's really good. By the way, Bob just announced that he's going to announce his top 5 of 2018. I think he just announced one today, which is the I think the werewolf or something like that. I can't remember exactly which one. But if I had a top 5, Filthy Viking is definitely one of the 2018 top 5 for me. So, as part of the things that we're gonna do for the future, every Wednesday I will announce what I will be smoking on Saturday. All right, every Wednesday live show I will announce what I'm gonna smoke for Saturday, and then hopefully everybody that joins the chat can smoke the same thing. We can all talk about the same cigar for Saturdays. All right. So in the future, if you watch the Wednesdays, you'll get what I'm going to smoke for Saturday, and then Saturday we can talk about the same thing. But we'll continue to do more, so that we can do, different stuff, just as the Soy Sauce Assassin Club. What time and day am I on? So the standard ones are Wednesdays and Saturdays at 9 Eastern PM. All the other ones are random. Usually if I do on Facebook, it will be at 4 p.m.-ish on the weekdays. So if you try to catch me on Facebook, you'll be on a random day at 4 p.m. But for YouTube, if you subscribe to me, make sure to click on that little bell right next to subscribe. That way, every time I come up, even if you're not aware that I'm coming up, you will get a notification that I am coming up soon or I'm coming up. So, one day after Christmas now, everybody going back to work. How's the traffic, everybody? My wife said the traffic was great, but she didn't even drive out. She's like, oh, the traffic is not that bad, and then she didn't even go out today. She stayed at home today. So, I'm surprised because it didn't feel like a day that everybody go to work today. I went out, but everywhere is packed of people. I went to Stop and Shop. This lady in front of me bought like 20, 30 cans of cat food, 6 or 7 pack of that rotisserie chicken that's already cooked, and like a lot of soda. I was like, lady, the Christmas is over. Christmas was over. But, she's loading up food. Loading up food. I was waiting in Stop and Shop for a long time. By the way, Glenn, I couldn't find the coffee you talked about yesterday. I searched the coffee aisle today multiple times. I couldn't find that coffee. So I guess I had to go directly to that website that you guys has mentioned. For those that continue to have vacation time until January 2nd, it's kind of like this because I'm going to try to go on every single day until January 1st. Alright, I'm going to try to go on every single day. So you'll see me tomorrow, you'll see me the day after, you'll see every day let's talk about something different. And I will post the cigar before I go on which cigar we're going to smoke. So if you have it, smoke with us. So, and then you'll see this interface continue to change. I actually just ordered a few things yesterday to improve the setup. I am getting a microphone because I know this noise eventually will drive somebody crazy. So I bought a new microphone to go with this setup. And then I'll have a few more lights so that I don't look like a shadow, like this. I'm black, I'm white. I'm black, I'm white. So that's going to change. Hey, Angelo. By the way, here's another news. If you're looking for Year of the from Davidoff, they re-released Year of the Dragon as a limited re-release. So if you are collecting it, Year of the Dragon is out there. But here's a few things though. Number one, they're not selling it as a singles. They sell it as a pack of 10 or something like that. And number two, the thing about Year of the Dragon is when they released Year of the Dragon first, they didn't call it Year of the Dragon. So they would just release it as the Year of the Dragon now. And there's no collectible box. It's in a paper wrap. So, but then if you want to try something really rare that when they first decided to do Year of the Dragon, or what the Year of the series, they made that first and then they are re-releasing it. How many people want to see a review of that? Because I didn't buy it. I would like the box. For me, like I told you, presentation is number one for me. And if there's no presentation, I try not to buy it. But how many people actually want to see me? Like, if somebody was buying that, let me know. I will buy some stick off of you so that I can do a review here. But I don't know if I want to buy the whole package. There's no presentation to it. Sherry, that's exactly what I was thinking. That song. Oh, it's available on Amazon. Okay, I ordered from Amazon. That's fine. My holiday is not stress-free time. I have both kids all day long. I understand. That's why, all you had to do is put the phone in your pocket, hook it up, can hear my voice. At least we can chat that way. Today's Filthy Viking is a little bit firm draw, but it's still very enjoyable. I'll consider this as like 1/3 in. And you can see the ash is still good. So the construction is very good. It doesn't fall apart. Very good stuff. Yeah, most people who had Year of the Horse, Year of the Snake, those are gone. Some people still have Year of the Rooster, but I don't think anybody kept the Year of Snake. Because Year of the Snake, I was told, because I never had it, but I was told it was very good. It's probably best in the series right now. But again, not many people tried it. I like it when the band just comes out straight, not have to rip anything, because a lot of time they glue onto the leaf, the wrapper itself, and it just really bothered the heck out of me. Sometimes they do have firm draw, sometimes, but they do improve as you kind of press on it. Just don't press it too hard. But mine is... Alright, so you're not gonna believe this. I don't have my Filthy Vikings in the humidor. I left it in the box and with a pack of Bovie backpack in there, and it's very nicely humidified. You can. I'm pressing on it. You don't hear any cracking. Everything. This is perfect humidity on it. So the box itself is nicely constructed too. Just test your box, make sure it's firm and nice, and then you can just use it as a humidor on its own. It's just that good. That's why I'm so satisfied with it. I'm so satisfied with that box. You see, I'm like pressing it, no cracking, no weird noises, just perfect humidity on it. Yes, John Monaco, yes. I will PM you later after today. We'll trade something over it, so anything I can do to get it so that I can review that for you guys, I will do. Definitely I will do. Thanks, John, for offering. Really appreciate it. Matt, which one you're talking about that's really that good? Filthy Viking is really that good. It's like I say, it will be on my top 5 if I was to not be biased. I just can't say that I'm not biased towards this one because number one is Cigars Daily's best cigar in the Cigars Daily exclusive, and obviously I'm a fanatic for Cigars Daily, so I'm somewhat biased towards it. I'm just not biased towards all of the Cigars Daily cigars because some of them are just okay. So for me, a lot of time when I say my top 5, I won't include any Cigars Daily cigars because I'm gonna say it's good. All right, I wouldn't say it's bad because none of them are really bad. For the price, the taste, the value is out there. So even the worst one are actually relatively good. And and one of the cheapest one will be the Barato, right? And even that one is one of my favorites. So it's really, really good. You had a lot of pepper and had dry mouth from Filthy Viking. I can taste the flavor of pepper, but there's no burn for me. Zero burn for me. So I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure. I don't taste what we could classify as pepper because pepper has had that tingly burn. So we'll do, John. Thanks. We'll do that. Thank you. Oh, cream soda. Yes. So yeah, 1/3 way through, still very, 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 very good. I almost feel like in the future I'm gonna cut all my Filthy Vikings. I'm not recommending to do that. Kids, please don't try this at home. But for science, this is a success. This is a success. Tammy, if you ever watch this, it's time to Robusto everything. Somebody should post this. In the future, if you cut your Filthy Viking, make a post on Cigars Daily Group and basically hashtag it Churbusto. What is my favorite holiday pairing? That really depends because my holiday stuff is very different than the Western holiday stuff. So if you consider cream soda as one, this is one of my favorite pairing. If you don't consider cream soda as one, you consider like wine or something like that, then we'll go differently. Because this is really not a holiday season for me. Christmas we just really just eat, so it's not a holiday. But New Year's Eve, let's do a holiday special. I'll find something to smoke. New Year's Eve, we will release what is my favorite holiday pairing. Hey Damon. Thanks for dropping by, Damon. The flavor is so good, I can't help myself to take another puff immediately to get that same flavor, because it's really nice cigar. It's packed with flavor, and the flavor is very easy to pick up. All right, so if you are a beginner, I would still highly recommend this, because this is only like a medium, like a lighter medium, so light to medium body cigar is totally doable. So I think Filthy Viking overall will be in my top 10 overall. All right, it's definitely an anytime cigar. The price range is not bad at all. The construction is great. The draw is good. The flavor is there. Uh, presentation is there. So all that combined, it will be on my top 10. And a lot of time, my top 10 isn't just gonna be most expensive rare cigars there, because for me, you gotta have everything. You gotta have the presentation. You gotta have the price. You gotta have the flavor. You gotta have the whole package. All right, to be one of my top few. Just because it's easy to smoke, easy to buy, does not uh, does not make it on my top 10. Like I can see the microphone is like jumping up and down the whole time when I'm not talking. So that is just the fan turning on to high right now. I think when I smoke right next to it, it just automatically go to high. And overnight, when I come down next day, I thought this morning the machine was off because it was on silent mode. You can't hear it running at all. You can't hear it. There was no noise. So I'm very impressed with the machine. I'm surprised. Like, it's good to be skeptical, but once you're skeptical and then tried it out, you become impressed by it. So I'm very impressed by it. Almost halfway through. Good cigar. Filthy Viking is one that I don't mind to do like 10 reviews on, because every time I smoke it, I think I enjoyed it. And experience with different pairing. Cream soda is not one of my usual pairing because I tend to drink too much of it. It's just so sweet and tastes good. It's hard to not drink more. Glenn, when I come down this morning, there was no smell. Zero. It actually smelled better than before. Like, it's basement, it gets damp here and there. Sometimes it has that basement smell. Even that smell is gone. Granted, there was a little bit smell coming from my ashtray because I left the ash there. But overall, the room smelled clean, fresh. It almost feels cold because it's so clean. But like I said, Glenn, earlier I talked about this. When I come down, everything has a layer of dust on it. Everything has a layer of dust on it. My wife was surprised. She came down this morning because the neighbor was burning wood. She just wanted to double check, make sure my stuff is not burning. So she came down and smelled it, said there was no smell whatsoever. But yeah, she did notice the dust too. The ion basically bonds onto the dust and it falls down, so everything has white dust. It always feel like I haven't come down to my basement for years. White dust everywhere. So I had to wipe everything down like before this. It took me like an hour to wipe everything, my computer screen, my electric heater, all that stuff. Even my shoes has white dust on it. So you can tell it does a good job getting all the dirty stuff settled down to the bottom, but once you run it overnight, you kind of have to clean it up. I have to see if tomorrow it does the same thing. So, oh no, I couldn't wipe everything. There's still some stuff that I haven't wiped, so I'm just gonna leave it the way it is. Um, Butter beer recipe for Harry Potter. I might have to try that. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan. I watched the first few until like the something about the Phoenix one. That was the last one I watched. I'm a huge anime fan, and a lot of time anime has magic and stuff like that. And the way Asians think about magic is that it requires a large amount of chanting before you get to do a magic. That's what I feel like a magic chanting should be. You know, a whole line of "I offer this to you, blah 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 blah, let me the power, blah 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 blah." All right, good night, Mike, and to do a magic. But when I watch a show that's based on magic, or a movie based on magic, that one line of word gets you this, and then it's really repetitive of a magic, it kind of goes away. The magic goes away from me. The magic goes away from me. I wanna like, I don't know if anybody watched it. If you never watched it, go online, go on YouTube, and find Slayers. Alright, if you like, if you look at Slayers, you just type in Dragon Slayer, and you will find the girl, the woman in there, the girl. She does the magic chanting to use a skill called Dragon Slayer, and that chanting is my all-time favorite chanting for magic. So like to me, I feel like the magic should be like that. It requires some sort of chanting, some sort of offering to exchange to use magic. So. Mm, so good. Very enjoyable. The only thing I hate about the Filthy Viking is the length. Once you cut it off, problem solved. Perfect, you know? Ah, it's good. It's very good. Love it. So yeah, like I was talking about it, I bought new lights, new microphone. So soon enough, you see a microphone somewhere here, and that way we can have a better chat, and I won't look like two colors. And again, today's another day. I hope we can get one more point, a few more people to join us, a few more people to subscribe. If you know a friend, know someone that wants to subscribe, that may be interested in the chat, go ahead and invite them. Just come in for a few minutes. Let's all chat. I wanted to get to a higher number. Not that because, you know, this channel does not generate any income. I just want more people to come in. I just want more people to chat so we can all talk about different stuff. I'll talk about our experience. So if you know somebody that will join us, please let them join us. Please share the link, share to the people, share to your groups. Let them come in. Let's chat about different cigars, different experience, and have them subscribe. And when they subscribe, they get to see the zombie. Yes, Goblin Slayer is a different kind of thing. Goblin Slayer, if you watch the Goblin Slayer, I know a lot of people don't watch that because they either not into anime or something like that. So Goblin Slayer is a different kind of story. Goblin Slayer started out as a novel, so a lot of magic uses some sort of chanting and not. And if you watch Goblin Slayer, beware, it is a very gore anime. Some anime sites actually give you a disclaimer ahead of time. It is gore. Um, it's a good show though. So that in there, few people requires chanting, few people does not require any chanting whatsoever. So if you never watched a good like a video game kind of anime, Goblin Slayer is a good one. So Tristan, are you an anime watcher? Like, do you like to watch anime? And I know a lot of people doesn't watch anime, especially at our age. I'm Asian, so I'm always watching it. It's like on my TV. So, like, what do you guys think? How about this? What do you guys think about the common stereotype of adults shouldn't be playing with toys and watch cartoons, that kind of stuff? I think that cartoon and anime is actually made for adults. I mean, if you think about it, the toys, the kids don't have the money to buy it. The adult does. Anime TV show, kids are not gonna understand a lot of like adult situations or the story behind it. What is the meaning behind an anime? Adult does. So really, those things are made for adults, right? Those things are made for adults, I think. Because like I just go out and buy a toy, it easily costs $300. Are you gonna buy a $300 toy just for your kids to break apart? Probably not, right? It's more for collectors. So I really think that anime and toys are made for adults, including video games. Video games really made for adults too, because I think in a money perspective, kids at certain age don't have the ability to buy those things. So it's really up to the adults. The Comic Con, okay. For those people who know Dragon Ball, the newest Dragon Ball movie actually made a new record in Japan. One of the best box office of the year for Dragon Ball, right? And those people is gonna go watch those movies. It's gonna be people my age who grew up watching Dragon Ball, right? No one's gonna understand a lot of situation in Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball did start out as a kids movie, with the kids show when Goku is tiny, and then it kind of evolved into a what we call Odo anime, which means it's just battle after battle after battle, and it's really for older teenagers and adults like us to watch. So I'm excited to watch that movie. I want to watch the movie. It's just that it's hard to watch that movie knowing the new Broly looked just like Goku. It looked just like Goku, but the newer arc, uh, I'm excited for it. I'm actually feel like I'm blessed that a lot of stuff are being reintroduced to this generation, so that I had the opportunity to watch it. Senseiya, the Zodiac, and all that stuff is being reintroduced to the newer generation, but at the same time, for the people that love it, get to rewatch it, which is really good thing because a lot of things doesn't get remade and doesn't get remade correctly, right? Uh, for example, if they were saying that tomorrow they gotta remake the show Friends, would you guys watch it? Anybody actually watch Friends? And would you watch Friends with the brand new cast? You would, right? Because you like the show. Let's say stuff like Sex in the City. If they were reintroduced with a new character, I'd probably watch it because I didn't really like the main female in the Sex in the City. She looked like a horse. I'm sorry, but you do. Uh, 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 you know, I don't watch the show only because she's in it, but I probably will watch it if they reintroduced it. I'm nothing against her whatsoever. It's just that, come on, you look like that. So exactly, so the nostalgic factor of the show. You had to beat it, and it's really hard to beat. And I think the anime recently has done a good job to bring back a lot of animes. So a lot of show my wife watch, I tend to watch it too, just so that she has somebody to talk to about it. Because a lot of time when you watch a show, you get all excited, you want to talk about it. She's not gonna talk about it with everybody else, so she talks to me. But for me to be able to talk to her, I had to watch the show. Imagine I had to watch this thing called, what's that thing called? Ah, shoot, that escaped me. The show's name escaped me. It's about this lady travel back to 1980s and fall in love, or travel back in, many years, in a park or something like that. Fall in love with the people over there, and the people gay, like the guys gets raped by another gay guy, all that kind of stuff. I had to watch that just so that she could talk to me about it, and that's. But she likes to watch that kind of stuff. I watch like the Gladiator, yes, Outlander. That's the name. Oh no, Christina watch it too. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. She knows exactly what I'm talking about. Because of the tie draw, it's kind of coming off hard to draw. So I'm gonna kind of tap this off and then relight it so that I can get more. Good night, Matt. So you know what I'm talking about. And this is the biggest thing about that story, has a big loophole. So she travels back in time, and she travels back. But whatever back in time already happened, right? Whatever back in time already happened. All right, have a good new year, Matt. I'll talk to you soon. Whatever already happened in the past, why is it that when she traveled back to current time, when she traveled back to there again, time moved? Shouldn't she be able to travel even further, or at the same time when she left off? But she doesn't. She traveled back to the regular world for a year. She traveled back in time. A year has passed. How did that work? So like, sometimes I find flaws in those stories, and I ask my wife, like, you ruined the story just the way it is, You would think somebody travel from the future will be like tycoon once they move back in the past. If you go back to the future, right? I think, imagine all of us travel back in the time. Like any of us travel back in time, we'll be like, this is how you make a car. This is how you make a cigar. This is how you'll be a tycoon right away. But she doesn't. She barely can convince people to let her treat some disease. It is a crazy story. It is a crazy story. Christina, you can tell your cousin that thank you for making the show to have my wife entertained, and not so thank you for making those gay scenes, because I understand back in the day it's okay for men to go on men, but having somebody's hand stabbed onto the table and getting possibly butt raped is actually really disturbing for a guy. I'm afraid to put my hands on the table when I chat with people, just in case the knife went right through it. That's really awesome, Glenn. So those people who doesn't know Glenn, he does a lot of guitar stuff, and he make custom guitar here and there. And his wife actually plays harmonica, and they played something for me yesterday. It sounds really good, and it's totally like not rehearsed. So that's some skills right there. That's some skills right there. What are some of the main shows that you guys watch other than CSI or Bones? Like I watch things like Blacklist. I watch I didn't even finish uh, the show with Mr. White. What's that thing called? Um, Breaking Bad. I didn't get to finish that because for a while my wife was making fun of me also wearing whitey tighties. You know, I heard a lot of people also mention the show called How I Met Your Mother, which really has nothing to do with the mother or something like that. So I never get to watch that too. I just watch whatever my wife want to watch. TV shows are great. The way our TV show has changed so much now, everybody's watching on Netflix now. It really Survivor is another thing my wife watch. She likes to marathon it too, so it's crazy. I used to watch Survivor a lot, so I like to watch the Amazing Race though. My Amazing Race is a good show too, but somehow I just feel like those shows are rigged in a way. So Curse of the Oak Island. Jason, so you like something like Lost maybe? Lost? I didn't like the show Big Brother. I didn't understand the show. How many people actually watched Lost and actually watched the ending to it? Because Lost lost me totally. I watched the first two seasons, and then you see the black thing start going all over the place. That's when I stopped watching it. I have no idea what's going on after that. So, and and that Korean guy all of a sudden can speak fluent English blows my mind. This whole time he can speak English. You know, I'm a more like of anime watcher, so I watch anime as my TV show. All the anime every season I watch them, regardless it's a girl show or a guy show. I watch both. But TV shows, I watch whatever my wife watches, and a lot of time I just don't understand it. I understand English, I understand what they're talking about. I just don't understand how that is like it's not getting to a point that I'm looking for. It's moving very slowly. Uh, Walking Dead I didn't watch because my wife hates zombies, and just because of that I put a zombie for the subscribe thingy. So here goes the zombie. But yeah, that is it's a lot of good shows, but some of the show I just don't understand. I don't watch CSI. I don't watch crime scene stuff in front of my wife. I do watch the Japanese criminal things, like how certain crimes are committed and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I tried to watch the Sherlock Holmes, and there's one about Lucifer. Didn't go far. After a few episodes, it lost my interest. So I watch a lot of Japanese drama and Korean drama. And if you never watched a Korean drama, there's a Korean drama called The Goblin, or Sad and Lonely Goblin or something like that. Go watch that. It's actually a pretty good show. It's #1 show of that year. I think 2017 or 2016. #1 Korean show. Just watch the dub, the subtitle version. You'll like it. It's a really good show. I also watch a lot of historical Chinese shows. Uh, what you didn't know is a lot of time you hear the Chinese emperor has 3,000 wives in the back, and they have main wives. And those a lot of Chinese show nowadays is about those main wives fighting each other to death. It's very interesting. It's annoying as hell because they fight every single episode. They just fight each other to death. They find a way to kill each other, but it's a relatively cool show. And a lot of the version has been dubbed into different languages because apparently a lot of Asians love it. Doesn't matter if you're from Singapore, doesn't matter if you're from Japan, Korea. They have those dubbed version of those Chinese shows. Funny as hell. Funny as hell. Oh, so good. It's nearly the end. The flavor intensified. The strength also intensified. So at this point, it smoked just the same as the regular Filthy Viking. It felt like in the beginning when I started, it's almost like the knobs. You talk, when you smoke a knob, they're saying that the best part is the last little bit. When I cut it, I think I went straight to the best part. Done with your drink and have a third of the cigar left. So am I. So am I. Perfect timing here. Perfect timing here. Time for a refill. Exactly, time for a refill. Even though I'm not drinking alcohol, but I will refill. Mmm. Oh, yes. Cream soda. Brings back memories. I remember back in time, because I used to live in a village where had farms. Alright, I live in a land that has farms. And we used to go steal watermelons too. But a lot of time we would go drink soda pops, and we don't even get to bring it home. We had to drink it there because they want their bottles back. But those were good times. A coin of our denomination, which is less than $1, can buy you a bottle of soda pop. It's really cool. Nowadays we don't have that anymore. Uh, Back in the days, when wake up in the morning, you'll hear somebody riding a bike with things to sell, either tofu or breakfast, ice cream, all that stuff, and they'll yell, what they have while riding a bike in the morning. And you just run down the stair and just give them a coin. Uh, uh, Usually it's less than $1. That's enough to buy some snack for the morning. You go and buy it, eat it, come back sugar high, ready for the day. Good stuff. Have anybody ever bought a cream soda that's really bad? Because it's hard to ruin a cream soda. It just all tastes like vanilla. Has anybody ever buy one? Either generic brand or not? That's really bad to you. Because I know root beer, they don't always taste the same. Root beer sometimes, when you buy one brand of root beer, sometimes tastes different from the other brand of root beers. Root beer don't always taste the same, but I think cream soda tastes relatively the same. That's right. Keep going, Rabbit. Keep going. Not a root beer guy? Okay. A&W. Okay, that's a relatively well-known brand. I just can't remember which brand of root beer actually tastes different. Well, I'll give you a good comparison. But some root beer tastes like root beer. Some root beer doesn't taste like root beer. I don't know. They use different kind of root or something like that. Asian, we have a root beer called sarsaparilla root, and those are the root beer that I grew up knowing. Zevia, okay, that I give you that. Okay, so Zevia is for people who are sugar intolerant. That's different because Zevia has this really weird bitter taste at the end. It's for people who does not want any sugar. So it's a replacement based on using the roots of stevia, and that has a bitter aftertaste. So it does taste weird. You can only buy that from like Whole Foods, I think. Ah, here we go. That's why. But for those people who just want a soda and really can't have any sugar, then yeah, that's like the only choice. I actually have a few bottles upstairs to try because I tried no sugar diet and I bought those. And that really makes you don't want to drink any more soda after that. Because diet cream soda still have aspartame, and aspartame tastes like sugar, like tastes better than sugar in a way. So a lot of people will go with aspartame, but a lot of people use stevia. Which really is a sugar but has this bitter aftertaste. It's missing the syrup. The syrup has that flavor to it, and because you're not using it, and I'm pretty sure Glenn can tell you, all of their soda has no color. All the Zevia soda has no color. So it's got no color, no syrup, just the flavoring and stevia sugar, and it doesn't really taste that good. No, Christina, stay away from that. Stay away from that. It's bad. That one I can tell you, the whole brand, Zevia, is bad. It tastes bad. It really does taste bad. Yeah. That's right, Glenn. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Whew. Yeah, do the diet one. Just don't try the Zevia because and if you're losing weight, that's another thing. Diet soda are known to gain weight. People tend to drink more of diet soda, so they tend to gain more weight with diet soda because you can still gain weight from diet soda. They actually talked about that one of the health shows that your body, even though there is no sugar, it will still trigger insulin response. And when when you have insulin response, that's when your body stores fat. So even though there's nothing to process, your body cannot process it because it's type of sugar alcohol. It does not break down. So insulin will try to break it down, but then during that process, it's storing all the energy to fat, and that's how you gain weight. You continue to gain weight. Yeah. So, Trishan, you're talking about a semi-ketogenic diet because asparagus, rice, and broccoli does have some carb, but you're reducing amount of sugar. So when you reduce the amount of sugar, you start to utilize fat. When you utilize fat, you're also utilizing you're also utilizing a lot of sodium, and that sodium make you lose water. So that 12 pound you lose is majority water weight. Yes, Jason's absolutely right when it comes to diet. When you do a diet, your bloodstream is utilizing fat, like I say, instead of using sugar as energy. So when you use fat as a way of energy, things travel through faster, which means less alcohol is being processed before it reaches your liver, and because of that, you get drunk faster. Come on, Tristan. 6'3", 250 pound, 15 pounds. I think that's average. 6'3" is tall. 215 pounds. I think you're well within healthy weight range. And don't ever judge your weight, whether or not you're overweight or not, by the amount of weight you have. Because if you're a lot of muscles, you can be 5'4", 5'5", and 215 pounds, but super lean, just all muscles. Muscle weighs more than fat. So don't think because your number goes up, like say you are a lady as 5'6" and you're 200 pounds, that says you're fat. No, you're not. You're just saying that you have weight. And the weight can be skewed by a lot of things. Water that you drink today, if you have like 2 or 3 bottles of water today, you're gonna gain weight. But not because you're fat, it's because you have water weight. If you have a lot of muscle underneath the layer of small fat, you will have more weight. Some people have really dense bones, and those gotta give you more mass. So weight is it's not a good way to measure whether or not you're overweight. So I always tell people don't measure yourself by BMI, because that is seriously flawed way of measure whether or not a person is overweight. Because you could be 5'5", 5'6", full of muscle like Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee is skinny as hell, but he's like 200 something pounds. So don't judge your weight by numbers. You're never gonna win, because good amount of liquid will get you fat. And I always do this, okay? Treat your doctor's suggestion as a opinion, okay? A doctor is just a person who's experienced to give you that opinion, but that opinion is not always correct. One doctor might have a different opinion than another doctor. I always get a second opinion and make sure that you use your own judgment whether or not to go with it. Let's say for example, if you have cancer, the doctor will always gotta advise you to do cancer treatment. But a lot of times, sometimes cancer treatment is not the best for you either. So. Yeah. Don't use the weight number as a judgment to your weight. If you look healthy, you feel healthy, that's how it counts. I can tell you, all the sumo wrestlers, when they go to the doctor, no doctor will tell them that they're not healthy. And have you seen how big sumo wrestlers are? They're like 400 or 500 pounds. But not one doctor will say, "Hey, sumo wrestler, you need to lose weight. You're way overweight for your height. So you need to stop eating." Not gonna happen, because sumo wrestler, despite how they look, they're majority muscle. They are majority muscle. If you touch them, sure, there's a layer of fat, but once you press in, it's hard. It's just all muscle. I can't even move. There's no way an average person can push a sumo wrestler and expect them to fall back. They are all muscle. But you could push a fat guy and make him move back, right? But you can't move a sumo wrestler. For them, if they fell because of push, it's a shameful thing. They are full of muscle. Shameful thing. I don't know why, because I always say that I have 9 people watching, at the same time it shows 13 on the side. It's that 13 people watching. But yeah, guys, let's use this little bit time I have left for the day, for the night. Let's try to get one more subscription. One more. Share the link. Go to your group. Tell them about this thing. Have them join us, and then subscribe to it. Let's do that. I want to see the zombie today again. Let's do that. Correct on my end. What corrected on your end? William, what got corrected on your end? Frozen feeds. Huh, I wonder why. Like, I have no problem with the connection here. It's showing that I'm moving all along, but is it still freezing? Did it freeze for you guys? The feed? I might have to change some setting again because I have so many things going on the screen. I have the chat, I have this. Hopefully it will correct it by my next feed. All right, Christina, have a good night. Have a good night. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for joining me. So I'll continue to change the setup so that the setup be more stable as we go. Because I'm constantly doing research on how I can make this better without going way too much things on the screen. So I know a lot of people watch this on TV or just put it in the phone or watch it sideways. So I will definitely try to do something to fix that. I might use a different network for this. I have multiple things set up to correct this. Last a little bit, almost done. Cream soda. Any more female left in the chat room? I think Christina was the last female, right? Or is there any more? I don't think I see Jenna today. So Liga Muere as girl. Glenn, is that your second cigar today? Or is that... I thought earlier you had one going. Sherry? Sherry on? I don't see Sherry. Just put my out. It's cold outside. Oh, you better be in soon, William, because you might get pneumonia and die. Oh, here we go. Sherry's on. She's hiding. Since it's Christmas season, let's talk about controversial stuff then. What do you guys think about the song Baby's Cold Outside offends people? What do you guys think? Does it offend you? Does the song Baby's Cold Outside offends you? Because it wasn't offended to me. I actually like the song. The song is pretty cool. But hey, Martin. He's stupid and no. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see which part it was offending to people. I do not see any part of it being offensive, so. I do not see any part of the song being offending to me. The guy was trying to, like the song was talking about a guy try every way to keep the woman staying, right? Which we all do, don't we? If you had a girlfriend that shows up in your house, you want to try every way to kind of keep her around. But I don't see how that's like a... What was the problem with it? They were saying that was like a rape song or something like that. What part of it was saying that the guy was trying to rape her? I didn't see any part that was rape her. She was saying maybe another drink, blah 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 blah, but at no part that was offending the lady. The lady was saying, the lady was trying to be hard to get. Even my wife said, oh, she was trying to be hard to get. But I don't see any part of it that he had an intention of raping her. So I really don't see how that's offended. And the funny part is that when somebody come out and say that offends me, people start to come out and say, yeah, that offends me too, and it got on the news. Like what part? What part? What part is it offending? It confused me. It confused me. I understand. I don't understand which part that it is offending to people. You know, 50 years. That's a long time for people not be offended, and all of a sudden some people come on to be offended. I'm surprised the news reported about it. A song that offends people. Martin, I'm actually talking about the song "Baby It's Cold Outside." So. Now, I understand some people try to be politically correct, and some of the stuff does kind of make sense for people to be offended here and there, but the song really has no lyric in there that's being suggestive of the guy trying to do something to the woman. At least I don't see it. I don't see it. You know, for holiday, and all of a sudden people talking about this, and then some channel actually literally take the time to ban the song. Just blew my mind. It's like, what? How the society has got to that point where a song that's often sung by females and male all of a sudden now offends people. Right? That's what I think. I thought they were flirting, and then the girl was like, "Oh, I gotta go." The guy's like, "No, come on, stay. Outside it's cold." You know, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Right? If she really want to go, she could just go. But in the song, she was allowing him to have an excuse to stay. So I don't see what part of it is offensive. And it just, and another time I think that maybe it's me, I didn't understand the song because my Chinglish wasn't good enough. So that bothers me. I know a lot of songs that bothers other people. I know that there was a rap person sing a song and then talk about Chinese people with the small eyes, and they use the word "ching chang," and that actually offended some Chinese people. But now that makes sense because it's a slang, right? Just like, you know, if a white man decides to use the N word in a song or something like that, I can see why it could offend some people. But here's the thing about the N song too, like song with N's. If you don't like people use it, don't use it. You know, I understand that you have to be somewhat black to use the N word, but when you make a song that expect people to sing along using the N word, people are gonna end up using it. So if you don't like it, don't use that word. You know, you never hear Chinese people sing a song and then all of a sudden the song lyric includes the word "ching chong," right? So that kind of like, hey, you brought it to yourself here and there. So. Second man, try to be careful about a man anymore. I'm a respecting woman, I'm polite, but I'm always warned about the worstification of the man in America. And exactly, I know that a lot of us don't care what people think, and we just want the world to keep going. But the problem is that those people who came out and say those are things are the problem actually makes a difference. Right? I don't want to have to choose a radio station where because they start banning songs because it offends people. It doesn't bother me, but corporations start to change based on those thoughts, which is a problem. My mother-in-law actually talked about yesterday. In Taiwan, there was a school where they had a rally at a school event where all the people dress up as Nazis, and that offended people, which I can completely understand why it does, because I live in America and we have a lot of Jewish brothers and sisters here and there, so I can understand. But you gotta understand that in Taiwan, we don't have Jewish people, period. So it wasn't that big of a deal in terms of education and how that offends people. So you kind of had to understand that that was the case, right? It offended nobody because in the country nobody knew that was offensive. We just know that was part of the World War II, and we're not even involved. We're not even really involved in it. So I have a way, and at the same time, if you offend someone, I tone it down to respect. Yeah, which makes complete sense. I mean, obviously, a lot of, like I say, the N word, a lot of white people sing a black people song will continue with the lyric because the lyric contains the N word. But because if there's another black person around, then we'll have to not sing the song or not sing along that part. I know some people purposely just silence it, just like the CD would for the underage version, or the more common version, radio version. They'll bleep that out. They will purposely just not say that word. But it's kind of hard when you make it to that point. When you try to make a song using words that people can't sing, it's like almost saying that go ahead, sing in private. That's okay. Then people had to use that word. And I also understand that it's 2018. It's almost 2019. I feel like it's the new generation now. We should learn from the past, but not get offended by what happened in the past. Because you gotta know this, okay? When two countries go into war, it's either you win or I win, right? So things gotta happen. Not necessarily that it's a good thing, but things are gonna happen. So a lot of times just let history be history, and not take offensive about it. If you had to be offensive about it, all the Chinese will hate Japanese people, right? All the Korean and Japanese people is gonna hate Americans. That's not gonna work. I mean, Japanese people doesn't like American dropping an atom bomb into their land. Two of them actually. But if you ask about young people nowadays, they don't care because it is war. It's gonna happen. And not to mention there was a lot of fire coming to evacuate. So it happened. It happened, and it's just part of war. I'm sensitive and aware of my surroundings. I do not disrespect women, but I refuse apology to be a woman. My wife likes the fact that she can count on me to defend her when I need to be. Exactly. Everybody needs to just chill. Let history be history. Because even Chinese fight against Chinese people. If anyone is racist, being Chinese, I can tell you Chinese people are the most racist people in the world. Yes. Chinese people is the most racist in the world. We are racist against our own kind. Yeah. Yeah, just like I don't like Chinese people. I'm Chinese, so I mean, but if we always keep that mindset going on, we'll never be able to travel. We travel to another country, and then they gotta say certain things that we don't like, but then you gotta say, hey, in history you did this and that. Come on, they're not even born at that time. You can't really blame them, right? You can't really blame them. It's like I'm gonna blame Japan for all the rape and assassination of Chinese people. The people that you talk to probably wasn't born at that time. They didn't do it. Why are you going to war then? Like, why do you go to war? Don't go to war. Then nothing will happen, right? Because you're at war with them. Obviously, they're not gonna like you. They gotta do whatever they can do to defeat you and shame you to something, and it's gonna happen. So things happen. Let it go. Let it go. Move on to the next thing, right? Let it go. So world can be better. World can be better that way. And hobby like cigar doesn't have boundaries. Doesn't matter what country you're from. Do the same thing, right? We're just human beings, really. We're just human beings trying to feel proud about the country that we are in. But a lot of time, if you think about it, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense. American is not even a race. America is a country, but there's no such thing as American, right? You're something American. You're Chinese American. You're African American. You're Native American. You're Italian American, but you're not American. And that might offend some people. Say, oh, how dare you say Americans are not a race? Americans not. It's a melting pot. Everybody has at one time migrate to America. So even if you're born in America, your race is still not that, right? I can have a kid born here in America that still makes him Chinese American. You know, there's no such thing as American being a race. American is not a race. I think Tristan was smoking triple Maduro, right? Earlier when I read it. Was that Tristan? Triple Maduro. So Martin, for people that doesn't know, Martin has a channel. I think he posts his video every week at Mondays, something like that. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, go ahead and subscribe to his channel. I want to say it out there so that he doesn't have to say it before he leaves all of a sudden. Tristan, you like the Camacho, right? Camacho's really good. It's one of my favorite brand. I think Camacho, as people try it, they'll start putting on their favorite list as well. So. Give it an 85. That's pretty low. That's relatively low. I think anything in the 80 range is relatively low. I don't know. Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to our other people like Bob's Cigar Guy or Martin's review, please do. Let's all support everybody in the same group. You know, Cigars Daily Nation. Everybody's trying really hard to make videos, so you know it is taking out our own time to do it. So I really feel like all of us should support each other. At least subscribe. Doesn't cost you any money. All you have to do is click a button. We should totally all do it. Your highest rated cigar has 90. Which one is that, Tristan? What is your 90 cigar? What is your rated 90 cigar? Okay, see on Amazon. Okay, I'll give you that. That's pretty good. But I feel like some cigar actually deserve more than 90. So you need to smoke more cigars so that you can find your more than 90. And I can be honestly to say here that none of the Padrones are my top 10. Not one Padron is on my top 10. Not one Padron is on my top 15. Not one Padron is in my top 20. A lot of people celebrate with Padrones, and I know that Padron is a pretty good cigar, but for me, they have quality issues. Some Padron is out of the park. At the same time, the same blend will actually be really, really bad. So that's just for me. Saint Cristobal is on top 5. I had Cristobal a few days ago. I mean, not a few days ago, but Monday. So was it Monday? Yeah, Monday. It's pretty good. It's definitely pretty good. But yeah, Padron is nowhere near my top 25. I actually don't go out and buy Padrones. I don't buy Padrones. How many people actually have Padron on their top 5 list here? Everybody in the chat room, how many people has Padron on the top 5? of their list. True, I get that. I get that. Tristan, you're definitely right. It's always good. There was definitely better cigars, and in the future, there's gonna be more better cigars. But it is a man-made material, so some of them are worse than others. So what? So while we're here, let's talk about tomorrow. Uh, okay, 1964 anniversary. Um Tomorrow I will be doing live on Facebook. All right, so it's gotta be around 4 o'clock. So if you gotta catch me on Facebook, it's gonna be on 4 o'clock always. I think that's the best time for people in turn to get people to be able to watch, and or some people are still at work and stuff like that. So 4 o'clock is gonna be it. But tomorrow, uh, again, I'm gonna try with the new software. So something might go wrong, something might go right. I don't know. That's what I'm gonna try tomorrow. Do you guys think that I should post what I'm gonna smoke for tomorrow ahead of time so that we can try to smoke together, or do you guys don't care? What do you guys think? Post ahead? Okay. So we're 2 posts ahead. One surprised me. What else? I got a lot of new cigar to try to next year, so I might have a new top cigar next year. Well, that's why we always have a new list every year, right? So um, it's funny because when you think about top 25s in terms of like cigars aficionado, they smoke so much cigars every year. It's always the same thing too. It's not like they post new blends. When you talk about 2018 lists and 2017 lists, a lot of them are actually the same cigar. So I don't know how they can change the number so often and then change the what's top 5 for them or top 25 for them this year, because it's literally the same blend, same cigar. Uh, how do you get to that number is the question. I don't know. Maybe maybe they are like Oscars, right? Who pays more money for advertising gets on the top. Yeah, Glenn, we're looking forward for you to make that post when you finally get it, and I'm more interested to see how much trouble you're gonna have when you bring that into your room, bring that to the studio. I'll be very interested to find out. 300 pounds. I mean, a lot of time, even though it's the same weight of same thing, it's easier to move a 50 pound, let's say, air conditioner than a 50 pounds of rice. So sometimes just because the weight is the same doesn't necessarily mean it's easy to move. I mean, if you think about this, okay, it's easy to hug your wife the same way than she's like totally drunk and just lie on the ground. For some reason, it's just hard to lift a person or move a person when they're just totally down on the ground. But when they're awake, it's hard. It's easier to move them. I don't know. Glenn, I think that's because it's the gun safe. You know, because when you hold the gun, you feel all manly. So, 650 pound, nothing. Toss it over there. Done, like a man. But when you have to move 300 something pound humidor, it might be different. Plus, you knew your gun safe was like bulletproof, so you can beat it a little bit while you move it, right? But you can't move a humidor, bang, bang, bang. Next thing you know, that thing falls apart. I usually use the same tobacco, Nicaraguan or Connecticut. Only difference is that the way they're treated, blended, and stored. Um, Martin, think of this way, okay? You can have a big farm, same farm, exact farm, and you can have the same breed of rice. The rice in this part of the farm versus this part of the farm might be different. All right. So even though it's the same breed of things, you can change a little bit, like the quality of type of water that you're using, the soil, and the fertilizer that you're using, versus over here you might be using like a sugary water to, right? They all gotta come out different. So technically, even though it's the same thing, when they say Nicaraguan leaves, it could be different part of Nicaragua, and it could be treated differently. And then again, that the grower is different, the seed might be modified, different feed, different fertilizer, different sunlight, different temperature. It's gonna cause the leaf to be different, right? It's like when you go by grape, or no, let's say you buy avocados. You can grow avocado in Mexico everywhere, but not all of avocados gotta be the same. You gotta be having like a mutated breed, or you can have a same look but then taste different. Some farmer can make it more creamy. Some farmer make it really dry. Just because the same thing says Nicaraguan or Dominican leaves does not make them the same stuff. It actually makes it slightly different. Also, afterward, the post-processing, where they put to age, where they put to the fermentation process, all can be different. If you think about beer, they all import their beer and hop in relatively the same place, but all the beer tastes different because fermentation process and how they do it. So the region actually only give you a slight expectation of what you're gonna get, right? Habano leaf is gonna taste like Habano, kind of Habano leaf, but they have slightly different. So you can change a lot of things, right? Rice crop that has more water is gonna be a certain way. Rice crop with the less water is gonna be a certain way. In fact, in Japan, uh, when you get whiskeys, the only difference is where the water came from. Like they named the whiskey brand by where the water came from. So all they were different was really water. The crop is it's the same stuff. You're still using grains and stuff to make it, but it's how those things were treated, how they grow up to be different. Like flour. If you raise the flour in a clear water, it's gonna be original flour color. But if you always put red dyes in the water, that flour is gonna come out to be red. So, all right. Good night, Jason. So it's even though it's the same thing, it's different because the way they were grown to be different, right? You can have cow the same thing, but the cow raised in Kobe is gonna be Kobe beef. Tastes different than a Kuroge beef. Um, they're all cows. They're all from Japan. Why is it different? Because whatever they fed them was different. How they treat them was different. So they're not gonna taste the same. They're not the same thing. They're all cows. They're all from Japan. They're Japanese cow. They're Wagyu, but they're different. So a lot of time when you see, leaves from Nicaraguan from this brand and from that brand, two brand different, but they're both Nicaraguan. Why do they taste different? It's because how they were treated. You never know. Some of the Placentia leaf might be sing to. Man, they have a virgin lady that sings a sad song with the virgin tears, so the leaf comes up to be super bright and broad leaves and with the taste of virgin, right? So it's really how the leaf was raised to be like that. So just because they're Nicaraguan does not make them the same. Same distributor have different parts of farm, and they treat them differently too. So I'm pretty sure Plasencia, even though they're broad distributor of leaves, different ones has a different requirement how they want their leaf to be. So it might be different too. Woo! So I think I'm gonna change some of these texts on the chat room over here, because red might be hard to see who's talking who. Maybe I'll change that color to something else. Something that's not gonna burn our eyes. I mean, especially this number hasn't changed. That number should change. We'll see. Hopefully we can reach 200 by the end of the year, but I don't think we will. I don't think we will. The software still needs a lot of editing, for sure. Anyways, so to wrap it up, today we talked about the Filthy Viking in the length of Chobusto, and it was definitely a better experience. The time on it is much better. It's about an hour and 10-15 minutes, not even, and definitely did taste better, even though the last stir still tastes just the same as regular, even though the regular is actually very enjoyable, but then it allows me to enjoy that much better, shorter time, and then get to the good part much faster. So I recommend in that size, and hopefully Tim will release that size very soon. Filthy Viking, if you haven't tried yet, you should definitely try at least once. It's definitely an enjoyable cigar. I rarely hear bad things about it. All the people that tried it, listed, posted, has always said good things about it. So if you haven't tried one yet, you should definitely try it. I tried it with cream soda. Actually tastes relatively good. It actually matches very well. The sweet kind of balances it out things too. So that's the verdict for tonight. Filthy Viking, definitely worth your money. Twice. Now it's twice now. So Filthy Viking, worth your money twice. And tomorrow I will have a live on Facebook, and that will be at 4 o'clock. Join me, Facebook, tomorrow. Yes, and Rapid Air, so far still good. Day 2 did its job really quickly. The only problem is it will make, if your room was originally dirty, it will be dust everywhere. But so far, still worth the price. And we talked about how much it costs to replace the filter once a year, which costs $85. Totally worth the money right now at this point. We'll continue a long-term review on this unit over here, and then hopefully if there's any problem, I can let you guys know. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow at 4 p.m. Eastern time. It will be on Facebook, and I will go choose a cigar right now and allow you guys to know which of the 3 I might choose, and then I'll choose one out of the 3 to see what we have. Okay, so everybody have a good night. I hope you guys have a good holiday, and if you continue your holiday, I hope you have a great holiday weekend, and great holiday week continues to the New Year's. I will see you guys every day until New Year's, and I will see you guys soon. All right, have a good night, guys.